those things, you can chase those things,
but it all comes down to us.
You can embrace those things and replace those things,
But it all comes down to us.
Can you change those things and escape those things?
When it all breaks down to dust.
Can our favourite things be the basic things?
Well, it all comes down to us.
You can crave those things, you can chase those things,
But it all comes down to us.
You can embrace those things and replace those things,
But it all comes down to us.
Can you change those things and escape those things?
When it all breaks down to dust.
Can our favourite things be the basic things?
Well, it all comes down to
See,
us.
it all comes down to me and what I believe. I can chase what I want, rather chase what I need. Friends in my family, and breathe happily. We're so alike, we're the same when we bleed. Taken for granted, things we all see. Now I'm there for you guys who are there for me. So if you got one person that cares for you, you should hold on to, cause it's rare to see. I used to chase for the fame, chase for a name. When it came, it was scaring me, cause I lost sight of all of the things that I have. Love from my mum and advice from my dad. All that fame, that was just a mirage. So I try and be something you would call a facade. So if you're happy as you walk on your path, make sure you got the time for people in your heart. You can crave those things, you can chase those things,
But it all comes down to us.
You can embrace those things and replace those things,
But it all comes down to us.
Can you change those things and escape those things?
When it all breaks down to dust.
Can our favourite things be the basic things?
Well, it all comes down to us.
You can crave those things, you can chase those things,
But it all comes down to us.
You can embrace those things and replace those things,
But it all comes down to us.
Can you change those things and escape those things?
When it all breaks down to dust.
Can our favourite things be the basic things?
Well, it all comes down to us.
I'm a dreamer, I dream of the fame and the fortune. Board in a plane to a place that is awesome. My fam's great and my mates are important. I pray the recordings I make can support them, and I will never change or ignore them. But every single day I'ma walk into a hotel with a girl that I don't know well, and of course she'll be tasting my foreskin. Take it with caution, the glamour and glitz, cause it all vanishes quick as the camera clicks. You go from banging some chicks with mannequin hips to nobody knowing that your rapping exists. The only thing that ever mattered is this: your family, your friends, and your passionate spits. You don't need to put some cash in the mix, cause as long as you have love, it's a fact that you're rich, bitch.
You can crave those things, you can chase those things,
But it all comes down to us.
You can embrace those things and replace those things,
But it all comes down to us.
Can you change those things and escape those things?
When it all breaks down to dust.
Can our favourite things be the basic things?
Well, it all comes down to us.
You can crave those things, you can chase those things,
But it all comes down to us.
You can embrace those things and replace those things,
But it all comes down to us.
Can you change those things and escape those things?
When it all breaks down to dust.
Can our favourite things be the basic things?
Well, it all comes down to us.